What's up, guys? Taylor with Trad Chat, and today we are interviewing a client who went through my entire program, is having a lot of success, or well, I guess you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth. And so today I'm just going to be asking him about his experience, where he started, where he is now, and just getting a feel for how he's or if he's enjoying the program. So, yeah, Richard, glad to have you on the channel. How are you feeling today?
Oh, feeling great.
Love it. So yeah, we can just get right into it. I first want to ask some questions to figure out where Richard was before the program even started. So where was your dating life at before you started this program?
Yeah, so when I started the program, I actually just got off dating apps, so I wasn't really that good at it. On average, maybe I was getting one match a week, or possibly, if even one date a month. Wasn't really having much success. Yeah, just I mean, I belong to a Catholic group in New Hampshire. I've been going to it for about 3 years. Have a good social circle, but when it came to dating, it was almost non-existent.
What kind of quality were those matches? Were they like really high quality? You were excited to meet them, or were they like, maybe a little bit overweight, or maybe not Catholic, or maybe too far away? Like, what were your matches looking like?
Uh, yeah, all the above. Yeah, not that good looking, overweight, not that interested.
Yeah. How was your what was your mindset? Were you starting to feel like, losing some confidence, starting to wonder if, you're going to be single forever? Were there any fears that were kind of coming into your mind?
Yeah, I had some fears. Yeah, I was really questioning. It's like, if if really meant to be with somebody, or if there's something with me, or um, what's why am I not getting the right quality matches, and what I need to work on.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And how long did you kind of like try the online dating thing without any real success?
Yeah, I'd say since I was 19, I'm 27 years old, so on and off for about 8 years.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely makes sense then why you wanted to change things up. So I guess we can fast forward to, okay, now you find out about me. Did you find out about me from like an ad or where did you find me?
It was an ad on Instagram. I just clicked on it, and it was a really fascinating ad, and I decided to, sign up and look into the
Yeah.
program.
What what about like my approach or like my content were you like, hey, I should definitely work with this guy as opposed to just kind of staying where you are and still doing it yourself or potentially buying a different course or book or coaching program?
Uh, it was just maybe it was the way the advertisement was laid out. It just seemed like you had a lot of steps, and it made sense in the sequence of what you had to say with the photo shoot, with the profiles, with the texting, and then I guess hearing some success stories as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And did you have any like fears or hesitations before you decided to sign up with me? And like obviously, you signed up. So how did you overcome those? Or did I say something? Did something click mentally for you? What happened?
I figured, I mean, even though I was off dating apps at the time, it's like, I knew eventually I would go back on the dating apps. So I figured, why not give it a try? And yeah, I really had nothing to lose.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did you have any other kind of like fears of like maybe this guy's a scammer, maybe this isn't going to work? Did anything like that come into your head?
Um, I guess, honestly, not really. I don't know. There's something about you I didn't really see was a scam. It seemed like you were legit.
Yeah, probably helps that I have so much like proof on like all my pages of like, oh, here are the guys that I've helped and blah blah blah. So yeah,
Yes.
that's great. Um, and then obviously you did sign up. So what did we really work on together that you saw as being like, really valuable or really helpful?
Yeah, I would say sometimes just getting a haircut or changing the fashion a little bit. Yeah, the photo shoots, and then just, little pointers on maybe like texting, or just, dating advice here and there.
Yeah. I even remember you saying when I was talking before you even signed up for the program, you were like, hey, are you sure this is going to work for me? Like, I'm not a 10 out of 10 Giga Chad model, but we obviously made it work. And so, yeah, it was really fun with you because you were literally just like a haircut, a beard trim, and a couple of really good outfits and a photo shoot away from really unlocking your dating life. So now, how long have you been in the program? Has it been like 2 or 3 months now?
It's been about 3 months actually.
Okay. And how long were you in Puerto Rico? So technically you took like a couple weeks off, or was it a month in Puerto Rico?
It's about 8 days. It was,
Okay.
roughly.
So I was I was way overestimating it. So it was 8 days. So now just kind of tell me. So we can first start with, so you went from getting like a match a week, maybe a date a month, and these were not people you were excited about. First, what did your matches look like? Like what was the quantity and the quality of the matches that you started getting?
After the photo shoot, yeah, I got like, it was amazing. Literally, like, I think going overnight, all of a sudden I just saw like, 10 matches in one day. It was
Mhm.
Amazing. I mean, it varied a little bit, but obviously some of them were very good looking. Uh, to date, I guess there's no way that's like, compatible yet, but yeah, definitely like just higher, I guess I hate to say like higher level women than what I used to have.
Yeah. What makes these women that you're matching with now more higher level? Was it kind of like an attraction thing, a religious thing, maybe like all of the above?
Yeah, I would say both, yeah, attraction, religious, yeah, I would say a combination of both.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And I like the thing you said before too about how it varies. Because the truth is, online dating is amazing and you can get a ton of awesome matches with cute Catholic girls, but the issue is that you're kind of slave to the algorithm in one sense, to where it can kind of like, up and down. You're gonna have peaks and valleys where you get a million matches and then you might have a week that's pretty quiet, and then you get a million matches again, and then maybe you have 2 weeks that are quiet. So I like that you kind of pointed that out. But you said you've been going on a lot of dates, so tell us about kind of those dates.
Yeah. Interesting enough, I was doing speed dating, I think, towards the beginning of the program. And I think just because of the fashion, I was actually able to get two matches. I got two first dates. Um, it's just interesting the fact that I even attracted anybody in the speed dating because it's like it was a 2-to-1 ratio of men to women. And I knew some guys that got no matches, so that was like
I
phenomenal.
remember you asking me about that because we hadn't done your photo shoot yet. And you were
Mhm.
like, hey, I'm gonna do this speed dating thing. And I told you what to wear. And I actually have like, so all my clients get a course. So I had a course in there and I had a couple modules of how to like run a really, really good speed date and really increase your chances of getting numbers. So that's really cool that before you even got your photo shoot, like first week in the program, you got dates from speed dating. So that's awesome. And then how did kind of like those dates with online dating go? I guess first, do you remember how many dates you've gotten from online dating? I feel like it's got to be over 10 at this point.
Um, well, in person, about 10, but some of them I went on multiple dates with.
Hmm.
Actually, I mean, I plan on going on another date this weekend with the girl in Connecticut. A little bit long
Hmm.
distance, but I'll see how it goes. But definitely been talking to a lot of women. I've been doing video chatting, sometimes just phone calls. So it probably has to be at least be closer to 20, probably including that.
Yeah, which is awesome. So in the past 3 months, minus 8 days, you've gone on like 20 something dates, which is awesome. Although
Mhm.
I'll quick pause and say, sometimes I'll have guys talk to me and they're like, "Oh, why do you want to get us so many dates? I don't want to be dating. I want to look for marriage." What I always tell them is, well, guess what? How many at bats does it take to hit a home run? It takes a lot of at, or not even a home run, but like a grand slam. Because if you think about it, meeting your wife is rarer than hitting a grand slam. Like most really big hitters, they're gonna maybe hit a couple grand slams in their career, but to find a holy, sanctified Catholic wife is much rarer than just, hitting a grand slam. So you got to have a lot of at bats, and that's the whole point of getting a lot of dates. It's not to get experience, or I mean, we're doing this chastely, of course. It's really just to get to the point where I'm meeting a good number of women, and I know that I'm going to meet my wife one day because I'm consistently meeting women, and God is going to bring her to me because I'm doing all the right things. I kind of went on a tangent, but what was I saying before? You were saying you went on like 20 dates or something, which is awesome. And how much again? So was that like half and half in person and online?
Yeah, I'd say you half in person, half video chats.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just surprising even the video chats is like, oh, it's relatively quickly. I guess part of it is just the attraction of the photos and just the biography and just being
yeah,
able to text. I think that helped accelerate the process too.
yeah, 100%. And then I'm assuming when you say you were video chatting girls, it's probably because they were a little bit far away to do like a first date, without even have talking to each other on the phone. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Correct. Yes, just some of
Um,
them, yeah, more than probably 4 hours driving at least. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I always tell guys long distance isn't ideal, but you can make it work. I actually had a guy who's now engaged, but he met a girl long distance on Catholic Match, and I was telling you this yesterday, Richard. 2 months into the program, he met his now fiance, and it was long distance on Catholic Match. I think she was like up like an 8 hour flight or something. Like he was southern, she was more like no northwest. He was more southwest. But yeah, it's definitely a viable option, 100%. But okay, but the spoiler is you're not in a relationship yet. So you've gone on a lot of good dates. Like what's the issue there, Ben? Just like not anyone. Like I've had some good dates, some good connections, but no one that I really feel like is wife quality, or maybe she doesn't think I'm husband quality. So what does that kind of look like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying. I guess it's kind of like a numbers game, or maybe just kind of getting to know myself a little bit more, or getting to know more of what I want in women. It's only been about 3 months. I guess I heard from you that on average it could take a little bit over a year to potentially meet a long-term partner slash wife.
Yeah. Yeah, meeting your wife, it can happen like that example. It can happen in 2 months, but like your average is going to be like roughly 1 to 2 years. So kind of like what you said, you're instantly going to start going on dates inside the program, but meeting your wife is not going to happen as fast usually. Like I'm confident telling guys that, first month, 2 months, 3 months, you're going to have gone on like minimum like 10 to 15 dates minimum. And you cleared that minimum with 20 dates in like 2.5 months. But I always tell guys it's a numbers game because your wife is out there and she's girl number 5 or girl number 10 or girl number 15 or girl number 20, and you don't know what that number is. Only God knows. So as long as you have a method of consistently meeting women, you're going to meet your wife. I mean, let's say she's girl number 40. Like you only in another 3 months you'll meet her going on, 10 to 20 dates a month. So I always tell guys it's ultimately a numbers game and you just have to remain consistent while remaining chaste and you're going to meet your wife eventually. So that's why I always say so like yeah, getting you a ton of dates within like a week, easy, so easy. But like meeting your wife within a week, like or even like 1 month, it's like probably not going to happen. So even though you're not in a relationship yet, like that doesn't even bother me at all. We were talking about this yesterday too. It's because, if you weren't meeting any women and you've only gone on one date since the program started, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you are not any closer to meeting your wife than when we started this program. But the fact that you've gone on 20 dates, it's like, bro, your wife could be number 23 and you're literally, she's right around the corner. Or maybe she's number 30 or 40 or 50. You just have a couple more months you got to sit in the pocket. So yeah, I'm really optimistic. When I say that stuff, am I kind of blowing smoke up your ass? Or do you kind of see the vision that, oh, hey, I'm not in a relationship yet, but I'm definitely on track to meet my wife?
I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, I think it sometimes just takes time. And sometimes it's just a connection that just happens after a date or two. Because there were a lot of times where I had a great first date, but then all of a sudden I went on a second date and then there wasn't any chemistry. So maybe it could be something that makes it that it's more long term. I mean, because probably yeah, many different factors due to age or distance or just, do they want kids or how many kids do they want or the way they're raised or do they have a busy work schedule?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I like that you mentioned too is kind of like getting more experience and kind of knowing what you like and learning about yourself too is part of like dating is obviously we're doing it chastely, so we're not leaving a trail of broken hearts on the way to find our wife, but there is a sense of finding yourself. And then also being able to find out what the woman is that you're looking for. Because part of the beauty of like going on a lot of dates and stuff, chastely, of course, I'm gonna keep beating that over the head every time I say it. But a lot of that beauty is, hey, I've gone out with a girl who, I've gone out with a really, really extroverted girl, and I didn't know if that was something I liked or didn't like, but now I went out with her, and I really like extroverted girls, or oh, I don't like extroverted girls at all. I want introverted girls. Just like a stupid example. So it's part of the beauty of going on a lot of dates is you can experientially learn exactly what you're looking for. Because you can write down on paper, like, oh, I want a really quiet, submissive, introverted wife. But until you've met like a really quiet, submissive, introverted girl, it's like you don't actually know if that's what you're going to like. So going through the dating process, you can definitely kind of like flesh that out for yourself. Like, what am I looking for? Are there any instances? I know I said like a dumb instance of like, oh, introversion. Are there any instances where you kind of like, hey, this is definitely what I want. This is, excuse me, this is the nicotine is kicking my ass. Or, this is definitely what I want. This is definitely not what I want. Were you able to find some of those examples in your own kind of like, dating career the past 3 months?
Um, Interesting enough, yeah. I mean, as far as I guess I'm discovering I'm a little bit more introvert. Maybe it would be better if I had a girl who's a little more extrovert. I feel
Hmm.
yeah, some things could be a little bit of like a opposites attract sort of thing. I guess someone who just wants to make more time for me because I had a little bit of an issue of just women sometimes just being busy with work. So that was also part of the reason why some of them only had one date. It's like they kept on being busy with work, and then the weekends they had stuff going on that um I guess just someone who's willing to make the time for the relationship. I think that's very important. Um, and I'm discovering, yeah, maybe just ask for the whole thing about family life in the beginning instead of waiting on it like I used to do before the program.
Yeah. And why is it better to do it at the start, you think?
I mean, it just solidifies whether that person's compatible or not. And you're not really wasting
Yeah.
anybody's time.
Yeah, exactly. You're not wasting anybody's time. Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's all my questions I have for you, bro. I guess the last thing I'll ask is, let's say a guy is thinking about joining this program. He's booked a call with me. He's watching these videos to see if I'm legit or not. And he's like, oh, what if this doesn't work? Oh, what if, he's just blowing smoke up my ass and I'm not actually going to be on the path to meet my wife in 1 to 2 years? What would you tell that guy who's like really hesitant to sign up?
I would say, I mean, the cost, I consider it maybe, I mean, it's a little bit on the high side, but it's maybe equivalent to like a college class. It's like just picture it as a college class, but you actually get a reward of meeting a potential wife and getting into a long-term relationship that it could be worth it. I would say, look at the cost and everything, but if you're having struggles like I am having or I did have, then I would say go for it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, what I always tell guys is I say like, let's fast forward a couple years. You're married and moved in with your perfect wife. Like, what would the price tag be that you put that on?
Mhm.
And every answer I give is always like 10, 20, 30, 100 times what the program actually costs. So yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, man, I'm really thankful to have you on the channel, Richard. I'll be posting this later today, so really thank you for your time. Do you have anything else you want to say, or do you feel like we covered it all?
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered it all, man. I'll let you know, yeah, if I meet the my future wife, and yeah, obviously keep you updated what's going on with the dating life and everything. And yeah, I do appreciate having you as a dating coach.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to happen. The only question is when. And so I'll be with you every step of the way. So awesome, bro. Thanks so much for coming on the channel, Richard, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you, Taylor. Thank you for having me.